This conference will now be recorded.
So these are I will give you the basic overview of like what is Salesforce and what is cloud computing and why Salesforce has been growing faster and faster nowadays, and what is the difference between the Salesforce and the legacy platforms and the type of applications that are like we can build on the Salesforce, and what is the architecture and what is the model that Salesforce works, and what are the different types of products in Salesforce, and the Salesforce editions, and how to practice, and also Salesforce releases, like how often Salesforce will give you the new releases. And so we should also be like very like we should know this one. So how often Salesforce releases new features, and finally like how to prepare for the certifications, and how to maintain the certifications in Salesforce. So first of all, like Salesforce is a platform. So everyone says like Salesforce is a CRM. So that's definitely true. So which is called like the customer relationship management. But Salesforce works on the cloud. So what exactly mean by the cloud? So it's like the cloud computing. So computing as a service over the internet, cloud computing offer referred to as simply the cloud is the delivery of on-demand computing resources. Everything from applications to data centers. So over the internet on a pay for use basis. It means like I mean you're accessing every business applications over the internet, and it will be accessed by like so you can pay for what you are using. So you are like procuring the licenses, and then you are using those things. I mean you are paying for those things, and you are not going to pay any extra rupee for not for the unused resources. And these are the main advantages of the cloud computing platform. So these are the like elastic resources, metered services, and self services. So you can actually scale up or down so quickly and easily to meet the demand. So if you want to add like more number of licenses to your organization, it is very easy to scale up. And if you don't want next year, if you want to ramp down the resources, and if it is also very easy to scale down. And the metered service, so you only pay for what you use, like how many licenses you procure, for those licenses only you will pay. And self-service, required IT resources with self-service access, like if you have like internal IT resources who can actually maintain this application or like provide the usage of this application, it's very much enough. You can start your building your business application. And the Salesforce, so in cloud computing, we have different multiple types of services. One is PaaS, one is SaaS, and one is IaaS. So which is nothing but PaaS is platform as a service, SaaS is software as a service, IaaS is like infrastructure as a service. Salesforce is operates on like two platforms, like two services. One is SaaS and one is PaaS. So it has like combinedly having both features. So PaaS is like a platform as a service, and Salesforce mainly built on a platform called Force.com platform, where all the metadata structure is available over there, and the API management, everything is based upon the Force.com platform. And the other one is the SaaS, so which is nothing but the software as a service. So Salesforce inbuilt provides like few applications, so which is nothing but sales applications, service applications, marketing application, communities, and also the analytics. All these applications are built on top of it, on top of the PaaS, and which is readily available for the users, and you can configure according to your business needs. So that's why Salesforce is often referred as a SaaS solutions also. So it's like a cloud-based application or a software as a service running on the distant computers in the cloud, so that are owned and operated by others, and then connect to the users. Computers via the internet, and usually a web browser. So normally when you want to access a Salesforce, it's very simple. You can actually open your laptop or your desktop or your iPad, so whatever it is, and you can just enter the URL of your organization if you have a specific domain URL, or like it's just a normal login.salesforce.com, and then you can supply your credentials. It will redirect you to the user login page. So then you will be landed in the home page. So that's how simple it is, and then you can start using this one. So And these are the basic benefits of like SaaS. So you can sign up and rapidly start using innovative business applications. So this is what example that I mentioned just now. So you can sign up and then you can you can log in and then start building your business application. Apps and data are accessible from any connected computer. No data is lost if your computer breaks, as the data sits in the cloud. So we don't store any data in Salesforce, like only not even the metadata, not even the data is stored in a local computer. So everything is stored on the on-premise, like a cloud solution. So you don't need to worry about the data loss here. The service is able to dynamically scale to the usage needs. Like if you want to build more and more applications, or like if you want to procure more and more features from the Salesforce is obviously it is scalable and it is readily available for all the features that the users want, and then you can expand in your organization. So now, like coming to the Salesforce, like what exactly? So now till now, like I explained what is cloud computing and what is SaaS and what is PaaS, and how Salesforce is operating. So what are the like with the PaaS and the SaaS? Now exact definition of Salesforce. So what is exact definition of Salesforce? It is like your customer success platform. So they call it as a customer success journey and also customer success platform, which is designed to help for selling and service and market, analyze and connect with your customers. So what are all the terms that you are seeing here, like sell, service, market, analyze and connect with your customers, or interrelated to the Salesforce products. So when you are talking about the sell, it means like the sales processes, service means service processes, market means marketing cloud, and analyze means Einstein analytics, so that are actually in the Salesforce. And the connect with your customers is like with the chatter and also with your communities that you can actually directly connect with your customers. And Salesforce.com is a customer relationship management solutions vendor delivered using the software as a service model. So this is basic information about Salesforce, and what is the architecture of the Salesforce, like what exactly the Salesforce looks like. So everyone says it's a cloud solution, but cloud solution has like it needs to work on the different architectures. So one of the architecture is like multi-tenant cloud architecture. So that's a Salesforce is operating. So it's a multi-tenant, means like the multiple applications can be hosted on this platform, and then you can actually start using those applications. So if you see the top picture of this, like the complete CRM, so it is like the sales, like whatever I told, like the sales, service, marketing, community, analytics, and the other lightning applications of the systems. And like it is one of the largest enterprise ecosystem, so that is available in the market now, which has like 2,700 plus partner applications. So Salesforce has one more feature called like App Exchange. So where if you have an idea, unique idea, so where it fulfills your business, other users' business needs, you can actually develop a product and then host it on the App Exchange, and you can sell it based upon the licensing. And it's completely, so the product needs to be approved and to be registered in the Salesforce App Exchange. Then you can start doing business with it. So likewise, so it's like 2,700 plus partner applications are there. And then flexible and scalable, and it is a metadata platform. So, and it has like all the, you can actually use the standard objects and the standard schema, and also you can build your custom schema in the Salesforce platform, and you can operate the Salesforce using the mobile application, and you can actually collaborate using the chatter and the communities, and you can use the analytics also from Salesforce, and you can actually use the workflows, identities, and everything. So it is one of the fastest development, like the app development that you can do, and you can actually do the customization. So whenever it is needed, if you don't satisfy with the out of the box features from Salesforce. So I forgot to tell one point in the beginning. So if you have any questions in between, so stop me and I'll try to explain the features for you. One second. And how Salesforce is different from the legacy system. So normally when you think about building an application in Salesforce compared to the other legacy systems, so the whole whatever you are seeing, the whole journey process is a little bit different in Salesforce, and also it's a time saving process in Salesforce. So it's kind of an like when you have an idea, so buy and set up hardware, install complex software, define user access, setting reporting and analytics. Like most of the applications don't have the reporting facility. Also, you need to actually gather all the data from the source, and then you need to put it in some Power BI tools or in the SQL databases to generate a reports from there. So there you need to set up an integration between those things, and then then only you'll get the reporting functionalities. But Salesforce inbuilt having the reporting functionality and also the dashboards, everything, and the build and the test and the security, make it mobile and social, and then the build application and app. So here, whatever the process that it is taking for like the 6 to 12 months, like the initial setup and the platform. So you can save all the time with the Salesforce. Like when you have an idea, you can actually procure like what kind of organizations, like what kind of Salesforce edition you need. So which I will cover in next few slides. So build application with the modern frameworks, and then you can see whatever the application it is, whether it's a mobile or an iPad or it's a desktop or it is an laptop, everything you can, I mean, from each and every device, you can access Salesforce and you can do your day-to-day work. And these are the different types of applications that we can build using the Salesforce, and these are called kind of industry domains. So HR domain, operations domain, finance domain, IT domain, supply chain management, and the product management. Apart from this, like we have some other domains also, like manufacturing domain, health services domain, and now Salesforce is like entering into the marketing, commerce cloud, everything. So marketing domain and also commerce cloud, and also now the manufacturing domain, and they're also entering into the healthcare domain. So for everything they have like inbuilt processes, and also on top of it you can build your own processes using the Force.com platform, like which is nothing but customizing your application. So these are the sample applications that that are actually can be developed by using the Salesforce, like HR help desk, employee intranet, recruiting and onboarding, performance and coaching. So these are all related to the HR applications. And for the operations, it is like assets and the facilities management, financial shared services. So for finance, it is pricing, billing management, contract management, budget management. For IT, it is, so there are like lots and lots of different kinds of web applications that you can build into the in your IT infrastructure where it supports. So let's say, for example, in our company still we are using the Salesforce email to case feature. So where you can actually when through an email you can generate a case in Salesforce and you can start working on it. So that is like one of the, even it is, we can use it for business purposes, and also it can be used for our internal IT purposes, like means like if you have any support processes and like if you want to solve some of the cases, so then it is very useful. And the supply chain, so it's like procurement, vendor management, transportation, logistics, and contract management here also. And the products, so products is like pre-production testing, product ideas and innovation, and you can configure a lot of whole things related to products in Salesforce. So these are the normal terms, so you should be able to understand. So whenever you are selling to prospects and customers, and what exactly the Salesforce functionality it is related to. So Salesforce is all related to the customer relationship management, so as I mentioned, and it is completely selling to your customers and also providing service to the customers. So like when you are selling to the customers, there is a process that is already defined in the Salesforce, so which is called a sales process, right? From the campaign management to the converting the opportunity. So it is like selling to prospects and customers, means like it's leads and opportunities to manage the sales process, help customers after the sale, cases and communities to engage with customers, work on the go. So Salesforce, one mobile app to power your mobile strategy. So if you have an like internet connection, so like switch on the internet connection in your mobile, and then you can open Salesforce app over there, and the users can actually complete their task. Like if they met any customer or a meeting, and then if they want to write notes related to an opportunity, they can open the opportunity record, and they can write the information whatever it is needed, and they can click save, and information is stored and it is published in the Salesforce, and everyone can see, whoever is having the access. And collaborate is like chatter and communities for employees, customers and partners. Market to your audience. Exact target marketing cloud to manage your customer journey. And then like these are the basic terminologies of the Salesforce, so one should understand. So like when you take like a spreadsheet as an example, spreadsheet is nothing but an Excel sheet. So Excel sheet has a different number of sheets in it, and also it is divided with the rows and columns. So when you say like the record, so it is like an item that you are tracking in your database. If your data is like a spreadsheet, then the record is a row on a spreadsheet. Field, so a place where you store a value like a name or an address, using a spreadsheet as an example again. So the field will be the column on the spreadsheet. Object, so it is a table in the database. In Salesforce, everything is called with a terminology called S object, which is Salesforce object. So it's not they don't call it as a tables. So in Salesforce, everything is an object. And org, so it is a short form of for organization, the place where your data configuration and the customization lives. Yeah, so where like you and your users can log in and also can access the data over there. And the force.com, so this is one of the main part, like what I'm explaining from the beginning. So the force.com platform is the core heart for the Salesforce, like where it is built. The Salesforce itself is evolved from the force.com platform only. So all the features that whatever you are seeing now, so are built on top of the force.com platform, so which includes the API managements and the Salesforce Apex and the Visualforce, everything. So whatever the customizations, configurations that you are doing, so everything is on the force.com platform. Application, so a set of fields, objects, permissions and functionality to support a business process. And next one is MVC architecture in the Salesforce. So this is one of the main and the basic important this is one of the basic and also main concept of Salesforce, so which is called MVC architecture. So whenever you say like how the Salesforce works on the cloud, so it is based upon the MVC. MVC is nothing but the model view controller object. A model view controller architecture. So view is nothing but like whatever the information that you are seeing on the page, so is related as a view, and controller is nothing but like the backend processes that are happening for like whenever you click a save, or like whenever you click the delete, whenever you click the cancel, like whatever the operations, backend operations that are happening or the process is defined with the controllers, and the model is like the metadata. So you are seeing, so for this example, like you are seeing like an account name, like next to it, like you are seeing a pyramid construction INC. So the pyramid construction INC, the type of the field can be a pick list value, can be a text value, can be a checkbox value, can be like whatever it is, like the data type of that field, so which is nothing but the model. So whenever you want to create an input information, so first of all you need to create a data type for that, and then you need to design what is the right information that is going into this field. So this is very important in Salesforce, like the basic defining the data type of those fields, and also relationship between the objects is one of the most important concept in Salesforce. That's how all the processes and the backend processes will works is based upon those things only. So this is about the MVC architecture in the Salesforce, and this is a basic overview of like what happens like when you load a page and what exactly happens. So when you load a VF page, is like nothing but the Visualforce page in Salesforce, and then it will go to the backend classes or the controllers, we say, in Salesforce, and then it will call the default constructors and the data members and set value, get value, actions, objects, collections, everything. So it will like debug all the backend code, whatever it happens. Like when it has the objects and collections, then it will go to the Sockwell and Sawcell. So Sockwell and Sawcell are the DML operations in Salesforce. So for every data, I mean, if you want to retrieve any of the record in the database, so you need a query language. So which we say like the data manipulation languages. So in Salesforce, it is called Salesforce Object Query Language and the Salesforce Object Search Language. So these are the two things that we are using, but mostly often used thing is like SOQL, so which is the Salesforce Object Query Language. So whenever you write the select ID, name from account, it means it is a Salesforce. It is similar to the, I mean, it is similar to the SQL, but there are like few other differences where you don't find the unique key references, foreign key references. You will find the unique key references by using the ID, and the foreign key references by using the relationships. So which I'll show in the next classes. But you don't see like the reference as foreign key, reference as unique key, and also unions won't be there in Salesforce, and you need to just write an inner queries for that, and that's how the query languages will be operated. And the links, so here if you see on the view, it is page layout and the record types and the reports and the dashboards and everything. And in the controller, so whatever the backend operations, if I say like the backend operations, everything like the Apex classes, constructors, data members, collections, limits, batch Apex, schedule Apex, security, validations, workflows and processes, everything is a behind operations that is actually happening on the part of the controller part. And if you come to the model, as I said, the model is the basic structure that we are going to build an application, or like that you are going to define a field. Actually, I don't say an application, if like define a field. So it is called SObject, fields, functionality and records. So Naveen, you are not able to hear. One second.
Yeah, I can hear now.
You can hear you now. Okay. And like these are the different kinds of Salesforce products that are available in the market now. So like it's all depends upon like the business needs, like what are the applications that they want to procure, so they can actually go for the sales. Most of the applications will go with the Sales Cloud, sales editions, like the Sales Cloud, manage your sales process from end to end. Data.com, get the right information at the right moment, but it is like not very oftenly used services. They actually store all the data over there, and then you need to pay licensing fees to retrieve the data from the data.com. And Service Cloud, support your customers after the sale. And Desk.com, get all-in-one customer support app, and great for small businesses. And the Marketing Cloud, manage your customers journey. And Pardot is automate the business to business marketing. And the community is like collaborating online with your employees, customers and partners. And this is one of the best features in the Salesforce also, like the building of the communities and starting up your own community for your organization, and your customers can actually access the data, so whatever it is, whatever like they have access to. Let's say for example, if a customer want to see like how many cases that the customer has raised, and what is the status of those cases. And also if they order, let's say for example we order something they order something from our company and they want to track the order status, like whether it is being dispatched or like it is being in progress or order has been accepted. So everything, so we can grant the information so based upon the customer agreements and also the SLAs between the companies. And the chatter and the analytics cloud is deliver data and get instant answers from anywhere, anytime. So previously we call it as like an Einstein Analytics, so which is another paid feature from Salesforce. But this one now, after acquiring the Tableau, so now they changed it to the Tableau CRM Analytics. Now Salesforce is integrating all the data with the Tableau and then like to provide better and better analysis of the data in the backend. So these are like the platform cloud applications, like use Heroku or the Force.com to build the customer facing and the employee cloud applications. And what are the main objects that are related to each Salesforce product? So that we will discuss in this slide and the next slide. So when you say the sales cloud, so what are the objects that you are seeing? So these are the basic and the standard objects that Salesforce already defined a process from process A to like the from step 1 to step 10. So all these things can happen using these objects like the home, chatter, campaigns, leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities, forecasts, contracts, orders, products, reports, and the dashboards. And the service cloud, if you say the service cloud, it is like home, chatter, profile, groups, files, contacts, cases, solutions, reports, and also knowledge articles are there. And also there is few more features for the live agent and also chatter and also omni-channel functionality is also there in the service cloud. And entitlements is one of the good feature in the Salesforce service cloud. And the dashboards, dashboard reports, dashboards, and home, chatter, these are all common for every business processes. So these are the basic standard objects that you can find for all these applications. And the community cloud, so it's all based upon your need and the usage between your customers and your company. So what information that you want to provide for them. So it is like the chatter, contacts, accounts, ideas, idea themes, reports, and the dashboards. So mostly like the ideas and the idea themes or the knowledge articles is like whenever you like FAQs. So you don't want to like respond to each and every email, like it's like for example, if the user wants to like search like how can I search my order using the community. So you can prepare actually an FAQ and then post it over the community, and the user can access those things, and they can follow the steps from there, and then they can access their order information in the community. So marketing cloud, home, contacts, accounts, leads, campaigns, reports, dashboards, and chatter. So apart from this, marketing cloud has like one more like the big feature called the email studios. So email studios is like where so this is completely a different concept of like sending automatic emails, reminders about the discounts, about the offers, about the invoice reminders, or like about the subscription reminders. Everything you can design over in the email studio, and you can mass market. I mean, you can send mass emails to the customers for related to your products, and then like the products and the subscriptions and the reminders, everything. So this is one of the slides that I'm telling you. So it's based upon the business needs. So the business will procure the licensing. So the group edition, professional edition, enterprise edition, unlimited edition, and the performance edition. So the basic difference of these editions is like the features that are available in the for each edition. So some features have, let's say for example, if you go for like at least enterprise or an unlimited edition, so then you'll get the basic standard sales processes and the service processes and the live agent and the knowledge article permissions, everything. So you'll get on the most of the higher editions like the enterprise and unlimited editions, and the group editions, professional editions, performance editions. So these are all based upon the like for every business need. If you want to support, if the Salesforce want to support with the basic functionalities, so they can go with the different editions. I mean, they can go with the specific edition, so what it is needed. And one should know like the Salesforce releases. So it's like Salesforce updates the features like very often. So it is like Salesforce updates their platform 3 times per year, like winter, spring, summer release, and includes the new other features. If there are any bugs, and if you follow the like the Salesforce communities, developer community or the success communities, so there you can see there has been like lot of ideas has been posted over there, and Salesforce will really take care of like some of the ideas which is helpful for product improvement, and and it develops and then releases with every and develops those features and then releases the features for like every 4 months, like it's 3 times per year is like every 4 months, along with these ideas, and also they have their own ideas and the improvements and suggestions for the product, and they will also release those new features into the production environments. So it's all like every like 4 months we have an outage of 5 minutes or like mostly 10 minutes. It's not more than that. So Salesforce update all the new features, and then your org is again available to use. So you can see the next point is like all Salesforce orgs are automatically updated with the latest release according to the release schedule email to the administrators for free. So otherwise you can check in the trust.salesforce.com the status of your organization and what is the from where is your organization server is located, and then you can check what is the health status of the Salesforce also, like whether your server is down or like whether your server is undergoing any maintenance, and you can see all the updates related to your org. As an administrator, now the recent release is Spring 21, but as an administrator, like one should know like to go through the release and need to see which improvements can be applied within your organization. So there can be multiple features, so which Salesforce is improvising day by day. So one of the recent features, it is called the walkthrough. So it is like previously what we can do is like when you develop an application, you need to take all the screenshots, and then you can actually put it in a like a nice manner in a Word document or in a PDF document. But Salesforce now provided a feature called the walkthrough application. So where you can like create multiple steps for an application, and then whenever you can actually guide the users to navigate like from step 1 to step 10. So what happens if you click this one? What happens if you go to the step 2? What happens if you go to the step 3? What happens if you go to the step 4? So everything you can configure inbuilt for the application process, and you can like deploy for it for the users. So next, like as an administrator or as a developer, or like if you want to grow your career more and more into the Salesforce, certifications are like one of the backbone for your career, and also you can actually based upon your certifications will add more weightage for your resume, and then you can like show your more skill set with these certifications. Like after like Salesforce, after passing each Salesforce has like multiple certifications. One is like administrator certification, the basic one, and like the starting one for the developers, it's a platform developer certification. Then it's an advanced administrator certification. So then you can go for the Sales Cloud consultant, and then you can go for the Service Cloud consultant, and then you can, if you want to procure like Marketing Cloud or Commerce Cloud, or like if you are more interested in the Pardot certification, so Salesforce is providing all those kinds of certifications, and you can actually go through the certification here, like the certification.salesforce.com. This is scheduled for like the releases, but if you go to the certification.salesforce.com, you can see the multiple certifications available to grow your career in the Salesforce. And for every Salesforce certification, so maintenance is must, and it is needed a feature. And now Salesforce has been improvised a lot, and previously we need to pay for the maintenances, but not now. So we need to maintain our credential, but without for paying any fee. So you can actually, using this URL, you can see like what certificate you need to actually link your Trailhead account and also your WebAssistant account. I'll tell you the Trailhead account, what is Trailhead account in the next slide. So and your web assessor account, so which is account that you created to write your Salesforce certifications. You need to like tie both accounts, and then you can actually maintain your certifications using, you can, once you open this one, you can see what certifications are under maintenance for your credential, and you can complete the certifications. And how to practice. So it is like Salesforce allows you to practice. So in a developer edition, so which is called like developer.salesforce.com sign up. So you need to go to this URL, and then you need to sign up, and then you need to, so straight away start building your applications or the business process, whatever it is. But there are like limitations for this developer editions. You can't do like major bulk data operations. You can't create more real-time users. So for example, only 2 users are allowed to be created under a Salesforce license, so under this developer editions, and this is the limitation. And also 25 megabyte of data only can be stored in those organizations. You can't do more than that. And so this is what I'm talking about is Trailhead. So this is the URL actually to, to get into the Trailhead. Trailhead is one of the best feature that has been provided by the Salesforce. If you are a layman, if no one knows anything about the Salesforce, it has like right from what is CRM and what is Salesforce and what is cloud, everything. They have the modules over here. So here you see the trials, modules, and the projects. So once you see the trials and also the modules and also projects, like so if you start studying about like more and more about Salesforce, and you try to follow the modules of the Salesforce, and you can also do the mini projects from the Trailhead. So they have like, for example, projects for each and every modules. So, and it has been divided into the basic knowledge of Salesforce, and also the administration part, and also and also for the development part, and also for the data management part, and also for the CPQ, so which is like the configure, price, code, process, and also for the analytics part, and also for the event monitoring part. So for each and every feature in Salesforce, they have a Trailhead modules, and where you can go and like study and get more and more information from those modules. So this is an example of what I'm showing is like for administration, it is an admin beginner, admin intermediate, and then advanced administrator. So you can see, so for each module, they have this, let's say, for example, 8 hours, 45 minutes left, 5 hours, 55 minutes left, 3 hours, 45 minutes. So before starting each and every module, you will get to know like how much time you need to spend at least to complete that module, because it requires like reading and also hands-on practice, and you need to log in into your organization and then do whatever the steps that they told, or like what are the exercises that they give. So then once you complete that module, so then you can go to the next step. So that's how the Trailhead is designed. And also you can actually, like, there are a lot of things that you can learn from the Trailhead. So this is the most important topic for the learners, so who are actually newly coming to the Salesforce. So any questions and answers? Sorry, any questions?
Yeah, actually, I'm having. So, what's the scope in this? Like, whatever you told just now, is there any scope in Salesforce?
Scope in the sense like the career growth, you mean to say?
Yeah, like career. Yeah, like career
So
growth.
Salesforce offers like normally, so we have most of the time, so you'll
And yeah,
get
one
an,
sorry to interrupt. And yeah, one more thing. Is it like trending in the market or
yeah,
technology market?
currently it is very one of the mostly needed technologies, and also Salesforce is improvising the features day by day, and the
Okay.
administration and the developers are the mostly required people for the Salesforce. And for example, if you have like a 3+ or a 4 years of experience in Salesforce, and you can get at least so as of my knowledge, it is like 12 to 15 lakhs you can quote it. So with a good knowledge of the lightning development and also the development process, and if you go to the
But
administration.
that's for experienced one, right? What about freshers?
Freshers, it all depends upon the company that they're hiring. So some people they can offer
Oh,
like 3.5 to in and around like 5 lakhs of package for freshers.
okay. And yeah, what were you saying regarding career growth wise?
So career growth wise, Salesforce currently at least for next 10 to 15 years. So you'll get a you don't need to worry about your career, and there's a lot of lots of new features are coming where you can actually explore, and also you can like you can learn every day new things.
And so, what's I just wanted to say like s- if there is a trial head, just now you said. So is it a better site to learn?
Normally, Trailhead, I can say they have like a lot of things over there, but you need a actual guidance, right? So where to exactly look into it, and then where to how to follow the Trailhead. So if you just open the Trailhead, you can see a lot of information. But for a new user who is trying to learn the Salesforce, all the
I
information.
can see here, it's having a lot of modules where we can study and go
Yes, yes.
through. So yeah, just wanted to say there is a lot of modules,
Yeah. So,
bite
but
size module.
every model is not needed for you, and it's a complete whole practice exercises that they have like related to all the modules. It's not only about the administrator. It's not only about the development. They have like so many other modules are also included over
So there's like one module, after completing a module you get badge, right?
there. Yeah, you learn a badge.
So
That's
what's
true.
the use of that badge and super badges?
Normally the super badges and these are kind of a motivational things that when you complete the exercises sometimes so based
Is there
upon your
any use?
badges
Is
and
there any use of these badges in to get any jobs and career
no,
wise?
no, it's not like that. It's like so to motivate yourself and like to motivate the people. Like if you are, I mean, if you are doing something, if you earn something, like it's kind of a motivation. Sometimes there has been context. There have some contests will run. So based upon your trailhead badges, and if you sign up to the process, you will get a trailhead.
In
Uh,
short, it's a portfolio.
yeah,
If you
you'll
wanna
get some
show,
goodie or like you'll
if you
get
wanna
some
show
gadgets
someone
from
during,
you'll
okay,
get
okay,
some gifts from the Salesforce. So it's just for an encouraging so thing.
okay. And what about those certifications?
Certifications are like a value added things for your resume. So you learn everything and you are doing very good thing and you are performing everything. So sometimes jobs needed like certifications, like they see if you are certified professional or not, or like if you just know the Salesforce at that time. So
So
you'll be like a unique candidate for if you have a
okay.
certification.
Is there like if you don't have any certification, so they don't hire you, or is
It's
certificate
not like that.
doing
It
certification is
depends upon
mandatory, or
the no, no, it depends upon the job profile that how the company is mentioning. Most of the job profiles now they require certifications, and sometimes they don't. Yeah, I mean, you can be hired without a certification also. It all depends upon the job description that the company gives. But I suggest like to have at least a platform developer and the administrator certification so that they
so
will at least know.
there are many certifications I can see here, many certifications, but you said just only admin and developer.
No, no, I said regarding the CPQ, right? And also Sales Cloud Consultant, Service Cloud Consultant, and also the
Yeah,
Pardot, and also
yeah,
JavaScript
yeah.
certification is also there. HTML certification is also there.
Oh,
Mm. And also like advanced developer certification is also there. There are like a lot of certifications are there. It's not only administration certification. Sorry,
okay,
developer certifications.
okay, fine.
Yeah. So certifications, just keep in mind, it's just an like a value add practice to your portfolio, or like the not the portfolio itself,
Cherry
for
on the
your
cake.
resume.
Yeah.
If you want to grow more and more in your career, and like sometimes the jobs needed certifications and they need the certified professionals on this particular process. So that's why they will mention the certifications. Like
Correct.
even if you have a knowledge on like Aptus CPQ, let's say, and they say like, okay, you can be hired, so it's based upon based out of different regions. But if your profile needs to be selected, so if they mention certification is mandatory, so then you need to write a certification. Even though if you're trained, if you're doing your day-to-day work and you are very like good in like CPQ configurations, but if they don't see the certification as a part of your resume, sometimes your resume get rejected. So I don't say certification is not important or important. So it's based upon the products that you are working. So it's better to have a certifications so that you can go to the next step to your in your career.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, just wanted to ask regarding this only.
Yeah. So this ends like the more session. So Likita, do you have any other questions for me?
No, sir.
So I can disconnect right now.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you so
sure.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen. Bye.
Yeah.